let's say you go in to get a medical procedure and they give you a letter and it's called an ABN, Advanced Beneficiary Notice of Non-Coverage. And they might just say, hey, I need you to sign this ABN. You're like, I thought Medicare covered this. So doctors, practitioners, nurses, labs, hospice, anybody that gives you a service, a medical service through Medicare, they have to give you a notice if Medicare may not pay for it. Now, sometimes they know Medicare is not going to pay for this, such as if you get cataract surgery and you don't want the cheap lenses that Medicare covers, you want the fancy lenses that Medicare doesn't cover. They need to make you sign saying, hey, you understand Medicare doesn't pay for the fancy lenses. You'll be paying us out of pocket if you want the fancy lenses. So that's an ABN notice. And they're supposed to sit down with you and explain why Medicare might not pay, because sometimes they're not quite sure. So they just do it. They want you to sign it to say, if Medicare doesn't pay, you agree to be responsible to pay the doctor. So in most cases, they're giving it, it's just to cover themselves, so make sure they get paid. But it's alarming you unnecessarily because a lot of times Medicare is going to pay for it. They just weren't 100% sure. So they had to sit down with you, tell you what their concerns are, and then answer your questions, and then you sign it. So that is called a Medicare Advanced Beneficiary Notice of Non-Coverage. And the cataracts is a good example because the fancy lenses that most people want because they're multifocal, Medicare doesn't pay for that. So that'd be a good example. Since most people get cataracts, if you live long enough, you'll be dealing with that cataract situation. You'll be asked, do you want the cheap ones that Medicare covers, or do you want the fancy ones? And you might get an ABN. If you learned something today, please hit the subscribe button. I'll get you ready for retirement.
If you like this video, you might really like this video. Check it out. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a great video. We put out one every week. Check in the description below this video for a link to our cheat sheet on Social Security and Medicare. And you can also give us a comment. If you have a specific question, always feel free to call us or email us at the Medicare Family.